and Gabriel Ellis. Those are the ones who are missing. All right? Nice. David said he was always here. He was always here before 9. But, I mean, I didn't see you in my class. I was calling out your name. All right? So, sorry about that. Okay. So, let me ask a question. Are you all seeing me fuzzy, or are you all seeing me clearly?
Fuzziness.
Fuzzy. Yeah, I realize I'm seeing myself. I don't know if it's because of the lighting in the room or what, or maybe my camera just isn't up to mark. I have no idea. Okay, but I mean, you all can see me clearly enough, right? Okay, I hope. All right, so let us start. All right. Good. So this is where we are at, okay? Good. Did we do abstract art? Did we talk about it? I need somebody to tell me if we spoke about it.
I don't think so.
No, miss.
What you say, miss? Abstract art?
Not really.
Yeah.
Yes, we did.
We did. Okay, all right. So we talked about the variant angles of the head, did we?
No.
No, it's
Okay, okay, tell me what did we, so did we talk about the different kinds of portraits?
Some, I think, miss.
No, I think, but okay. So is this that I have to start over with you guys?
They will not start completely over, but
all right, so let me just do a quick recap, okay? Now, before, let me just say this to you, where I had to remove the PowerPoint from off of the materials from the classroom. I had to remove it, and the reason is because the teachers was sent an email from the Ministry of Education telling us that we are not to use any copyrighted material. Now, some materials online are copyrighted, some are not. I don't always know what is what, right? And I didn't want to get myself in trouble. I didn't want to get well, it had to be mean, but it wouldn't be you. It would be me.
Our website, that is still, it's our website, that is still, yeah.
Yeah, the thing is, when I'm looking through stuff to get stuff for you guys, I am not looking to see what's copyrighted or not. I'm looking to see what will best demonstrate what it is I want to teach. So I pull sources from all over the net. So I took down the PowerPoint, and then I put it back minus all of the pictures. What I did is that I included all the links. So if you have, so what you can do is if you just have to click on the hyperlink when you open the PowerPoint, when you open it, but you have to open it as a PowerPoint. You can't just open it and just see like the slides going down one after the other. You have to open it as a PowerPoint. And when you click on the hyperlinks, it will take you to the individual pages that I used. This is important because just reading the words and not seeing the picture is not going to help much. And secondly, 1 minute, please. Morning, mommy. I'm in a class.
You're in a class? Okay, yeah. I was calling you to shoot table and chair, but all right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay, bye-bye. All right. Sorry about that, guys. Okay, so, yes, as I was saying, you need the pictures to understand what it is I'm talking about. And secondly, you need some of those pictures in order to do your assignments for me. You have a few assignments to do. I do not know how much we will be able to get through, but my thing is that I wanted to leave this PowerPoint with you to be like a virtual textbook. So something that you can use for the entire term. You understand, guys? So I spoke to the principal, and the compromise we came up with, which should be safe for me, is that I'm not uploading any images. what I'm doing is I'm teaching, but I am giving you direct links. So I'm just directing you to information that's already there. I am not using the information, but I'm directing you to it, and then you can use it to do your work. So you all understand, guys, when you open your PowerPoint and you don't see any pictures, it's not that anything is missing by mistake. It's missing on purpose. But you have to click on the hyperlinks to take you directly to the examples that I used in the PowerPoint. Okay, guys? Okay, so that being said, we have portraits and different types of portraits. Now, I remember I went through this with you, and I think I had mentioned it before, but I didn't have it in the PowerPoint itself, where sometimes you look at a forward-facing portrait like this lady looking forward, a beautiful portrait, really nice paint, brush strokes, use of paint, and the color coming off her face and all of that. When you sit and you look at her and you find that you're looking, you're moving around, but she's still looking at you. That is called the Mona Lisa effect. Okay? Now, the irony about it, now this is the Mona Lisa. This is just a crop shot of the Mona Lisa. Hopefully that you all know what the entire painting looks like, because it's a very famous painting by Leonardo da Vinci. All right? The Mona Lisa effect is real. It is real, meaning that because of the angle because of this facing forward, it appears as though even if you move within reason, of course, that the eye is following you. However, the actual Mona Lisa painting does not do it, because her gaze is actually off. Her gaze is not completely directly in the center. It's a little to the right of the viewer. If you look at her properly, you'll realize that because I think of the angle of the head, her gaze is not looking directly at me or you. She's looking slightly off to your right, right? And that means the Mona Lisa effect does not apply to the Mona Lisa painting. But the phenomenon is real. Right? So that's a little interesting thing there. Yeah?
Can you repeat?
Oh,
That's my mic is breaking up.
I'm not hearing you. Repeat what, honey?
Repeat from repeat from she can't see you because that's following you.
Oh, okay. Now, Mona Lisa, the Mona Lisa effect is a phenomenon where a painting that is facing forward appears, the eyes in the painting appear to follow you around the room, even if you're not standing directly in front of the painting. And that phenomena is real, right? It actually does look like that because the painting is facing you. However, the irony is that the Mona Lisa effect does not happen with the actual Mona Lisa painting, because her eyes are not directly facing us, the viewer. Her gaze is actually, I think, is a few degrees off to the right of us. So she's actually looking past us on the right a little bit, right? So the Mona Lisa effect does not happen with the Mona Lisa painting. It's so strange that they named it the Mona Lisa effect, right? But that's just a little bit of information for you, all right? So now you have the profile. So the profile is where you can only see half of the face, all right, from the side. And this is very important, boys, because this type of portrait here is important because it teaches you a lot about the anatomy of the head. Here you see, and we will go through this in detail a little further on, the back of the skull. If you really trace it out, you see that's a big bump. That's not her hair only, that is the shape of the head. The forehead coming out, the projection of the nose, the indentation of the nose, the projection of the lips, the indentation just above the chin, projection of the chin, and then you have the jaw, and where the jaw is joined to the ears. And then you have the front of the neck. If you look at the front of the neck, how low it is, and you pull the cursor right across, you realize it's not the beginning of the neck at the back. The beginning of the neck at the back actually starts much higher, right? Maybe around here. That's strange, eh? That's odd. But that's the way, I mean, we normally, sometimes we think that the neck starts right there, but that's not true. It starts lower in the front and higher in the back. And then there's this lovely slope to the back, a lovely slope to the front, all the shoulders. You have all these nice gentle curves, which we will get into a little later. All right. Then we have this really awesome painting, 3/4 angle. I think this one is called A Study of Troy. All right. Where you're seeing the two eyes, but you're seeing this eye fully, and this eye is shortened. All right. You are seeing this nostril, but you're getting a hint that there is a nostril there. You're not really seeing it. You are seeing this side of the mouth and the lips fully, but this side of the mouth and the lips are shortened. Okay, so that's what a 3/4 angle is. Then you have here a composite pose. A composite pose is where you have two or more different perspectives or viewpoints in one composition of the body. So the civilization that is known for using this in their artwork as their style of art was ancient Egypt, the ancient Egyptians. Here you have this guy in profile, then you have the chest facing forward, and then you have the lower half of the body again in profile. All right, this is an example of composite posing now in modern photography, where you have the face is at the 3/4, or you can even have a face at a profile, but you have the shoulders facing forward again. All right, now there are other poses that are composite. You can find many of them online. All right, so I know it looks weird here because it is very exaggerated and these images are flattened, but you see it doesn't look strange at all in this composition. It looks very natural, right? Okay, so now you have the variant head angles. Yeah? So somebody's microphone is not on loud enough because I am not here. I'm hearing a faint voice, but I'm not hearing you. What you're saying?
Miss, I don't really understand what the composite pose is.
Just 1 second.
Darius using headphones.
Oh.
Well, your mic real soft.
Yes, somebody's mic is really soft. From time to time, if you see me run out of the frame of the camera, it's because I'm after attend to my little son. Okay, all right. Now, I don't know what the person was asking because I cannot hear you properly.
Miss, I think he said he don't understand the composite photos.
Oh, okay. So let me go back and do that over. Now, composite posing. Okay, let's do this. This is one pose where the person's entire body is facing forward. This is another type of pose where the entire body is facing sideways. This is another pose where the entire body is facing at a 3/4 angle. So it's somewhere in between forward and sideways. A composite pose is where you have more than one body position in one pose, right? And I was saying it is very exaggerated and very pronounced in ancient Egyptian art. What they did here was have the face in profile. The chest, though, the torso and the shoulders are facing us. It's not facing sideways, otherwise we would only see one shoulder. But we are seeing both shoulders as if this head is facing us, but it's actually not. Then the body twists again, and we have the knees facing sideways and the feet facing sideways. Now, if you were to stand like this, it would be very, very difficult, awkward, and you wouldn't be able to hold that pose for very long. All right, but this is how the ancient Egyptians drew their people, all their figures, right? However, composite posing is not only unique to the ancient Egyptians. Modern photography especially makes use of composite posing. And this is one example. There are many examples online, but this is just one of them. where this girl, her face is at a 3/4 angle, but her shoulders are facing forward. So as you see, it adds a little bit of mystery, and she's pensive, and the lighting is like there's a light shining on her, but there's a mystery of shadow behind, and her dress is nice and soft, and there's a little it adds mood to the painting, to the photo. Composite posing is not so unnatural here. It's more natural. But here it's more unnatural because it is a very harsh twisting of the body. But here it is a more soft twisting of the body. All right? Do you all understand composite posing now? All right, I'm going forward, right? All right, so now we have variant angles. So you have forward facing, you have the 3/4 angle, but I selected this because I wanted to show you that you can have 3/4 angle up, you can have 3/4 angle down, you can have the 3/4, you can have it slightly down, slightly up. It's the basically anyhow you can hold your head, you can have a portrait. So these types of poses add more interest to your work. Now this is interesting because I want you to get this understanding of the shape of the head. All right, all of these things here are done with teaching you something in mind. So you could come here, you see it's a hyperlink, so you could go here and actually learn more. All right, so this is just an example. Now we want to go through this just now with how to draw the face. So we have the lengths. We have the full length, we have the from the waist up, we have from the knees up, and we have the Kit Kat. And the Kit Kat is where you have the hands included. So now we have portraits. I mean, I think I went through this, and all this is self-explanatory, right? You have the representational, which is something showing exactly as it is in real life. Everybody can see that's Leonardo DiCaprio, not Leonardo da Vinci, right? Leonardo DiCaprio is an actor. He's a lion. Right? And Leonardo da Vinci was a high Renaissance painter, architect and sculptor and inventor. All right, and he died many years ago. He was alive in the 1500s. All right, so don't mix them up. Then you have abstracted art. Now this is also a portrait, but it's abstracted because the face is obscured, the body is obscured. All right, but it's done so on purpose because the painter or the artist is trying to say something with the painting. The one here with Leonardo, he's just representing Leonardo in a particular pose. In other words, this is what the guy looks like, and this is what he looked like in the photograph that the guy is using. All right, this one, it tells more of a story. All right, and it's done so that you can have mood and interest, and there's an element of the unknown and the viewer trying to make sense of what he or she is seeing. It's also called non-representational art. Now, something I have to let you know is that abstracted art is on a line. So you at the beginning of the line, you have absolutely representational, where it's like a photorealistic, and then there are degrees of abstraction along that line until you get to the other end where it's absolutely unrecognizable. This piece of artwork is somewhere in the middle where you can see it's a person, but you cannot see the person's face. All right, but for the purposes of this class, we are not going to do non-representational portraits here. We are doing representational portraits here. So we went through media and all of that already. And all of this is self-explanatory. You can go through this on your own. All right. This is what a portrait in sculpture looks like. This is in 360 degrees around. This is called a bust. All right. When you have the shoulders up in a sculpture, it's called a bust, B-U-S-T. This is called relief. This is done out of wood, but it's a carving into wood where the back of the piece is flat. All right, smooth and flat. and then you have the face coming out of it. This is called a relief. This is embroidery. This is everything here is sewn using thread. This is a collage where you have many pieces of paper that are put together to create this beautiful portrait. This is encaustic. What this is, yes?
All this is looking so nice, miss.
They're awesome.
Especially like the first one, miss. It's creepy.
Yes,
I like it because it's creepy.
he has character, and you'll find, people tend to choose like models for fashion and magazines. They tend to be like pristine, very, very symmetrical and smooth. But the characters that make the people that make the best art models are the ones like these, who have a lot of differences and wrinkles and crinkles and lots of wonderful things
I
going
find
on.
looking like Abraham Lincoln.
He has an Abrahamish kind of way, yes, he does. I agree. All right.
One Carol resemble.
This guy here is made of beeswax. The entire painting is made of beeswax that is heated, because beeswax and room temperatures are solid. So you have to heat it in a pan, you add color to it, and then you take your brush and you quickly paint. So you're seeing where it started to dry here, but that's part of the aesthetic, okay? This lady, this is Marilyn Monroe. We all know her. She's iconic. But what this artist did, if you look carefully, is that he took bits and pieces of all little pieces of toys and things like that, like a little toy blow dryer here, hair dryer, a little shades, and I think there's a little animal here. And if you click here, you could see a nice blown up picture, a magnified picture of this. It's really, really, really amazing that he would do this, right? So this is an assemblage. This is called, and this one here is this, okay? All right. Now you have our focus. Yay! So we are going to be drawing. So the tools you are supposed to have is a 2B, 4B, 6B, 8B pencil. You're supposed to have your charcoal stick or your charcoal pencil. I would advise you to have both black and white, because you need to be able to create highlights, okay? You need to have a nice soft eraser. A plastic eraser is great. A kneaded eraser is also okay, but I have a fondness for the nice plastic erasers. You need a paper blender. This is what a paper blender is here. All right. Or you need a soft paintbrush or a cotton swab, and of course, really nice paper. Do not use photocopy paper. Okay. Nice. Now, parts of the face. So now we have this really beautiful boy here, right? He's nowhere as handsome as any of you guys do, okay? And he has all of the he has all of the face.
Yes, that's an insult. That is an insult.
No, I said he is not as nice.
Nowhere.
That's what I said.
Exactly, that's an insult.
No, it means he ugly.
Insulted me, miss.
Yeah?
I thought I was paying you guys a compliment, meaning that you all are better looking than this.
It's a compliment.
It's a compliment.
Listen to it and try and understand it. Listen to what you say carefully. Repeat it and listen to it carefully.
All right. So let me start again. I said we have a lovely boy here, but he is nowhere as lovely as you guys. That's what I said. All right, or nowhere as handsome.
It means we looking good and he looking ugly. Right, Blitz?
Right. So he is nice, but you guys are much nicer. All right. Now, here's the thing. He has all of his parts to the face, but he's out of proportion. He's a cartoon, right? He's rendered in a specific way to create the idea that he's like probably a little innocent. He's a little nervous, that kind of thing. He's posing after all, and sometimes posing in front of many people can make you nervous. But we don't have that with our class because you're in your own space. So here's what. We are going to do a fast little measurement of the face. I want you to think about the eyes for a minute. Now, I wish I could go back quickly and show you this on... Okay, let's do this here with Leonardo. Now, if you look at Leonardo from eyes from here to here, you would realize that Leonardo has space for another eye here. And the space of his eye from here to here is the exact same as from here to here. This eye, from here to here, there's also enough space from here to here for another eye. If you were to take, and you all see me, you all can see me, right? Right?
Yes, miss.
Good. So if I take my index and my thumb like this, and I put it here to measure my eye, I can take the same space and put it here, and I will have another eye. I can put it here and I have another eye, and I can put it here and I'll have another eye. I am asking you guys to do that now in the privacy of your room, right? You have enough space on your across your head here for 5 eyes. Okay, so that's a little measurement, and no matter how big or how wide or how narrow or how tiny or chinky winky your eyes appear to be, it follows the same ratio. All right, now if your head doesn't follow the same ratio, please do not tell us. Okay, it's supposed to follow the same ratio. Right, now the next thing is the width of the nose. The width of the nose. Now look at this guy. He actually does have the proportion a little right. Correct. The width of the nose is supposed to be somewhere like almost to the inside corner of the eye. All right, so let's go back to Leonardo again. We'll use him as our model.
Miss, how he wearing glasses?
I don't know, because I don't know where his ears are, so I don't know how he's wearing glasses. That's the unique thing about being a cartoon. So here's the thing with the...
Can't hold it up.
Here's the thing here. The nose, the width of the nose. Now some people make the mistake of drawing the top of the nose is broader than the base. That is incorrect. It's really the base of the nose is supposed to be broader than the top. So the base of the edge of his nose, if you go straight up, should be kind of like by the inside corner of the eye. On this side, kind of like the inside corner of the eye. I want you to do that now with yours. All right, let me see if I can get another one and show you one where it's facing. Maybe this lady, she's facing forward. Right, so you see this? If you go up, it's the inside corner of the eye. Are you all seeing that? Amazing. Right. So the next one is come on, right, to the ear height. Now, we can see his ears here. All right. Now, somebody asked an important question. How can he wear glasses? That's because his ear is up here. Now, the point at which your ear, look at me, right, guys? Where your ear becomes attached to your head. This part here is always in line with the outside corner of the eye. And that is why our glasses work. If my ear was attached here, or if my ear were attached up here, my glasses would either be down or up. And they'd have to redesign glasses. Probably they may make it like this, right? But because it's straight across, right, that's why glasses work. So if you were to take your hand, your finger, and trace it from the outside corner of your eye straight across, you would have where the ear actually is attached to the head. Now, that's not the top of the ear. The top of the ear is, I think, in line with the eyebrow, right? So your ear is pretty big, right? But the ear where it is attached to the head is always in the outside corner of the eye. Okay? I hope you all are doing it. Are you? Some of you?
Miss, I already do it, miss.
All right, good. So then
Can you say that again, miss? You're breaking up.
I hope you all are doing the measurements with me at home, right? So you have the width of the mouth. Now this guy's mouth is super wide. I am glad that they drew him with his mouth closed because I am picturing lots of sharp teeth. with a mouth this wide,
I
right?
picked when looks are rotten teeth.
Too many scary things online, right?
But I picked when looks are rotten teeth, miss.
He figured it was a rotten teeth, probably. That's why he has his mouth closed. He does look nervous, right? Now, the thing is this. The width of the mouth, his mouth is way too wide for his face, right? So you have here, the mouth should really be like about here and about here. Oops. So you have here, the mouth should really be going midway up the eye. So let's check Leonardo and see what's happening with Leonardo's face. Good. So you have the outside corner of the eye, and look, the artist has actually drawn it in, guys. Look, he's actually drawn it in, like the middle of the eye, come straight down. That's the outside corner of the mouth. Are you all seeing that, guys? The artist has actually drawn in the guideline. Good. So this is actually something that all our faces follow. So if when you are drawing, you realize that your eyes are too far apart, or that your ears are too high or too low, your mouth is too wide, your nose is too narrow, too wide, all right? Then you know you have something to fix. Now let's get to the dimensions of the face. And I know I'm running out of time, but I want to be able to give you your first assignment, all right? So we're gonna do this quickly. Right? Now, this is the proportion of the face. Though the face is not a circle and it is not an oval, it's more like an egg, all right, where you have the top a little broader than the bottom. It's not a point. You normally divide the face into two because it's supposed to be symmetrical. It's supposed to be, right? And then you put a line here. Now, this is a guideline. This is where your eyes are going to be. Now, you realize some people probably would have started drawing the eyes up here, but that's incorrect. That's wrong. You have to leave space for your skull and your forehead. All right, so about halfway down is where you put your line across to draw the eyes. Then halfway from that, you are going to draw the base of the nose. That's where you're cutting that off. From here to here is where you put in the mouth. So this line is directly in the center of the mouth. Remember I was telling you about the eyes? This picture does it for you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's starting to make sense here. It starts to look maybe confusing here, but it starts to make sense here again. But of course, you're not drawing in 5 eyes, right? You're drawing in the 2. Just make sure you have enough space. And then remember the second line we drew, which is up here. It's the base of the nose. Now, when we learn to draw noses, please don't draw the nostrils looking like 2 tunnels that like a train could enter, okay? This is just a diagram, right? Now you have now you see how it's obeying the dimensions of the face. The outside corner.
I just get scared to draw nose. I just get scared to draw nose.
No need to be scared, my boy. We are going to, by the end of this class, you are going to be an excellent drawer of noses, okay?
Miss, my nose humongous, miss.
And it still has the right proportions, all right? Regardless of how small or how wide your nose looks. It's perfect for your face, right? Now, the outside corner of the nose is touching the inside corner of the eye, as we can see. And then remember this line that was put here? It's actually the middle, the center line where the lips meet. And the outside corner of those lips are touching the middle of the eye, or just inside the middle of the eye for this drawing. Okay? Then you have they put in an extra line here, which wasn't absolutely necessary. It just complicated the box a little bit more, because they put where the jawline, where the edge of the lips and the jawline meet. If you go directly up, it should be the outside corner of the eye. So I guess it's just a way for you to make sure you're drawing the eye not too wide, okay? So now you have the ear. Where the ear is attached to the head, it's right on the outside corner of the eye, and they have aligned the bottom of the ear with the base of the nose. So, and then they put in the hairline. Now, the hairlines are different for different people. Some people have no hairline, like if it's a bald person, they have no hairline, right? So, did you all understand what's going on here with the proportions of the face? I'm going to take the silence as yes, right? Okay.
Yes,
So
miss.
now you have the details. Now I'm going through it fast, but I want you to go through it over. Now your first assignment is this. This is your first assignment, right? How to draw an eye. Now you see how scared this child looking? Is because he doesn't think he can draw an eye, but you can draw an eye. Okay? You can draw the eye. So let me just go through this quick with you, and then I'm going to let you go because I don't want to take too much of your time. This is the details of the eye. Now, I did the two because I find the two diagrams had different information, right? So you have the eyeball, which they didn't really mention here, the eyeball, the pupil, right? The iris, but you have the this lacrimal sac, which is the little pink thing in the corner of the eye, but you don't see this part. This is under your skin. You see this little part here. You have the eyebrow, you have your eyelid. All right, this is also a little gland that's under the skin here. Everybody see what makes this eyeball bulge out, the skin, the eyelid bulging out, is because the eyeball itself is literally a ball. It's a ball. You know, if you could look at me again, if you take your hand and don't dig out your eye, okay? What you're doing is you're taking your eye and you're touching here, you could actually see just how big your eyeball is. It's a literal soft ball that is resting in a concave socket. All right, and it's nice and lubricated, so I could move my eyes all around, and the ball will just move around. The reason why the ball doesn't go ploop and flop out of my head is because my eyelid is smaller than my eyeball. So, sorry, the eye opening. The eye opening is smaller than my eyeball itself. All this here is eyeball. All here is eyeball. But the eyelid is small. It only allows a certain part of your eye to be exposed. All right? So that's why your eyeball just doesn't, when you look down, your eyeball doesn't fall out and you have to put it back inside. Good. Now, this takes you through how to draw an eye. Right? I included these two here because I like how it's taking you from step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4. So I want you to pay attention to this. Now, it has to do with shading. All right? And turning a flat drawing into a 3-dimensional drawing. So don't think that you have to start with this last drawing here. You are actually starting with the first one in terms of understanding what you are doing, right? Now, this one here tells you what the eyeball itself looks like. And it looks pretty scary and alarming without any skin around it. But they want you to understand that it's a ball, right? It's not flat, and they're drawing on the skin around it. Now, you don't have to do all of these lines. What these lines are doing is showing you the planar surface of the skin, meaning your face is not just flat. If you look to the side, you will see that the brow comes out, it goes in, the eyeball comes out, it goes in underneath. And what they have done is drawn all of these lines here so you could actually see the curve. It's for you to understand. All right? So it goes this way, yeah?
We have on the left one, the first example here.
Yeah, this one here.
We have to draw all the eyes, or
No, you don't have to draw this. This is how to draw. This is just an example of how to draw. Okay, so you're not drawing this. Okay? Let me get to, this is just how to draw. This is just a guide so that you could go back and look at it if you cannot remember how to draw. Right? Now, my intent was for us to look at this in class, but of course we know we don't have enough time. So I'm going to ask you to look at these two movies from YouTube. Well, I'm calling them movies, right? You look at them online. Will you all look at those to me? That's part of your homework. All right? Yes, miss?
Yes, miss.
Okay,
Miss,
great.
can you send it to the chat so we could watch it?
It's
What's
already
that?
in the chat. It's already in the chat.
Or would?
Yeah, but you have a class now, don't you? You have a class just now. I don't want to take up too much of your time. So I want to give you your homework. This is your homework. Right? And you are going to see this. You're going to see the hyperlink like this in your what you call this thing? In your PowerPoint. You're not going to see the picture. You're going to see the hyperlink and you're going to have to click on the hyperlink and you will see the picture. Now, originally this picture was one whole thing and I just cut it and put it into 2 parts to make it easier. I want you to draw these for me. I want you to draw John. I want you to draw Nick. I want you to draw Simon. I want you to draw Roger. Okay, guys? You're going to copy this to me, and then what you're going to do is you're going to upload it in your homework. So what I'm going to do, I'll probably do it like, I don't know if I have to issue the homework first in the classroom for you to be able to upload back a response, but I will do that. Okay, guys? And I'm going to put a deadline on it as well. So this is your homework. So this here, I want you to look at these 2 movies, and they're going to help you to draw. I really wanted to watch it in class with you so I could talk about it with you, but we can't, okay? I'm so sorry, all right, because it's too much to do in one period. But don't worry, guys, okay? You're going to get enough time. So, guys, do you have any questions about today's class?
How am I going to draw that?
Look at the movie. Look at the movie. Do not worry. Have no fear.
So that's our assignment is to like draw this.
Yes, your assignment is to draw. Your assignment is to draw the last thing I showed you with the 4 sets of eyes.
With the eyes, right?
Yes. You're going to draw the eyebrows, the eyes, and you're going to shade them in. Those 4 sets.
Got it.
Yeah, that's easy.
What if when you draw it, it's not looking good, miss?
It will. Remember, I'm not in class with you. Ideally, I should be in class with you to come and help you shade, but we just can't do it. So I'm asking you to do your very best, and I'm asking you to take your time. You remember, I want to see you next 2 weeks. All right? So my thing is that I'm going to give you eyes, probably modify some of the other things. My intent is to get you to do a self-portrait. All right? So I see here, this is, Christian has a lovely profile picture. I like it because I like the angle it's giving me, that kind of like that. So if he were to draw something like that for me, it would be great at the end, you know, because I'm seeing all the light shining on the eyes and stuff.
Draw that?
Huh?
You said draw, miss.
Draw, yeah. You're going to draw. You're going to start to draw. So I want you to look at your homework is to look at the movies, the 2 movies, and then I want you to attempt to draw those 4 sets of eyes for me. Okay? All right? Nice.
Miss, you really did like my profile picture, miss?
I do. I think she's she's beautiful.
Shaquille,
Miss, she's like an actual sister, man.
Shaquille, you'll have to draw that too.
That you care for her. Right? Okay, guys, so I don't want to, the time is going. I do not want to take up any more of yours class time. Let me just ask that Jade and Bob come to class.
No.
Okay.
No, miss.
Did Alice come to class?
No.
No, miss.
All right. Did Garcia come to class?
No.
No, miss.
Did Osei come to class?
No.
No, miss.
Did Tyree come to class?
I don't know.
Yeah, no.
All right, I'm going to put them up there. And did Josiah Thomas come to class?
No.
All right. Okay, guys. Well, that's it. Thank you so much.
Bye, miss.
Bye-bye. Have fun. Bye-bye.
Peace out.
Peace out.
Bye-bye, miss.
Bye-bye.